I'm here with Dean Fertita from the Dead Weather, Queens of the Stone Age, formerly the Waxwings, and now Hello Equals Fire, your new solo project. So Dean, first question is a basic one. Why music?
Easy question and tough question. It's been a big part of my life since I was a little kid. Started playing piano when I was 6, so it's been probably the biggest escape for me and inspirational thing for me to do with my time.
Now, with the name Hello Equals Fire, where did you get the name from, and why not use your own name for this project?
Yeah, that's a good question. That originally was an album title for me, and not really knowing what it is. I still don't know how much time I can devote to it. And, it seemed to open up possibilities of what it could become if it's a band that releases a bunch of records, or if it's one record thing, who knows. But it just seemed to fit.
So what inspired this album?
It was a pretty spontaneous record. The nice thing about it was I had a lot of great musicians around me a lot of times. So even though it took a while to get it done, stuff was done in one day with a lot of these guys, like the song "Nature of Our Minds." Michael Schumann,
okay.
And I did that on a day off in London when we were out with Queens, and I did a lot of stuff with Brendan early on. So it was just when I had a break in schedule and around people that wanted to make music.
Talk a little about the difference with collaborating between all these people. You know everyone.
Yeah,
for quite some time.
That's what was so nice about it. Like I said, it wasn't a situation where I had months and I could rehearse with a band, and we came in and showed these guys the idea, and we put the song down in a couple takes, and that's how the whole record was made.
So it's spontaneous, just like the Dead Weather.
In a lot of ways, yeah, but it took a little longer because it had to be done over the course of years.
Yeah. So with the last Dead Weather album, Whorehound, you guys really just spontaneously came together and did that album.
Right.
Talk a little about Sea of Cowards. Was that the same kind of process, or did you have a lot of those songs left over?
We had, I'm trying to remember, 4 or 5 songs left over, and so we knew we had some unfinished business with the band. We started touring. We were writing constantly at sound check, backstage, and realized we had so many ideas, and we should probably go take a few days and get some of these ideas recorded. And before we knew it, we had 15 or 20 songs, and most of them we worked off those, and that's what ended up on the record. So it was very, very spontaneous.
And you do a lot of the writing for the Dead Weather too.
It's very collaborative. Dead Weather's, yeah.
So what kind of designates that when you write something for the Dead Weather? Is it just everybody else throwing something in there?
The way this band works too, nobody really comes in with a finished song. Somebody will come in with an idea and start running with it, and then everybody works off each other and puts their ideas along with it. And so it's almost hard to remember when we were, because you have to do that. You have to figure out who's, the writing credits and stuff. It was actually pretty difficult. Couldn't remember who did what all the time.
So the Dead Weather's kind of winding down right now.
Yeah.
Do you guys plan on doing anything in the future, or is it going to be?
Yeah, I think so. It will be, but we again have some stuff left over first. So this band's really inspiring, and I think everybody will make time in their schedule to do it. It's just a matter of when.
Now going back to the differences for Hello Equals Fire, your solo project, it's stepping back into the frontman role. Are you nervous at all doing that again?
It'll be definitely a different perspective. I got to play a couple weeks ago.
In LA, right?
Yeah, and yeah, it felt a little strange to be in that position again, but I had, fortunate enough to have Brendan Benson with me and Joey and Troy played with me as well. Yeah, so that makes it pretty easy. Those guys.
Because we saw you today, and you were just all over the place. You dominate the entire left side of the stage.
Thanks. Yeah, I guess I have the left side of the stage down.
It's a constant, like, back and forth, almost like a struggle.
But I enjoy it. It's definitely a learning. It makes me feel like I'm learning as a musician and getting better to do things like that. It's no fun if you're just mindlessly gliding through everything you do.
Well, I hear something on the record, like, we never saw any of the new songs from Sea of Cowards yet. So, with, like, difference between us, there's a lot going on in that song. And I'm like, how is he going to pull this off live? But you did somehow.
Oh, good.
So you said you've been playing piano since 6?
Yeah.
When did you start playing guitar? 13? Do you prefer either one of those?
No, obviously when I started playing guitar, I really didn't want to do anything else. But I think it was in 2005, I started touring with Brendan, and that's when I got back into playing keys again. And it's such an incredible instrument. And it's one of those classic situations where I'm glad I did it when I was a kid. It's such a big part. It's a great way to write and to get a really good understanding of just how things interact, music interacts.
But talk a little about some of the other people that you work with on this Hello Equals Fire.
Well, Brendan was a huge part of it. Before he moved to Nashville, he had a recording studio in his house in Detroit. That's where we did a majority of the stuff. I've known Brendan since high school, and he's been a big influence on me, as a musician, friend, everything. And to be able to write with him, that was probably the best part about making this record.
That's really cool. All right, thanks, Dean.
Yeah.
Dean Fertita.